Thank you. It's good to be here. My mom actually grew up in Michigan. She grew up in Grand Rapids, graduated from East Grand Rapids High, and went to University of Michigan. I know we're in mixed company here tonight, but she's told us a lot of stories about how she grew up here. You know, my grandfather served in World War II, and is that good? Okay, all right, cool.
Nice work.
You know, my dad comes from the Pacific Islands. They met during college. He swooped her up, married her, and brought her to the islands, and she let go of her shoes and never looked back. But the values that she grew up with are the values that we were raised with. I have 3 older brothers and a younger sister, and growing up in Hawaii, our household and our family was centered around faith, family, and freedom. It wasn't centered around you have to be a Democrat or you have to be a Republican. It was about our country, and it was about God and how we can do our best to live life in a way that's pleasing to God. This election that you have before you, is, for me, the most critical in my life, and it's why I'm here. It's why I'm not back in Hawaii right now, where my husband and my family is. What is at stake is nothing less than the well-being of our kids and their ability to grow up with the potential and the freedom that we love so much in this country. When you look at the party that's in charge right now, the party that I was a part of up until a couple of weeks ago, the reason why I left the Democrat Party was because over time, every policy, every action, every decision that they have made and continue to make directly seeks to undermine those God-given rights and freedoms enshrined in our Constitution. Freedom of speech. Anyone who dares to challenge their position, who dares to question them on the consequences, the negative consequences of their policies, is immediately silenced or smeared or canceled. They approach every one of us as Americans with this condescending, arrogant attitude that unless you stand with them and fight for the things that are important to them, they think we're stupid, ignorant, and that we don't have a heart. When in fact what they're doing is things like trying to backdoor changing Title IX to get rid of all of us as a selfish interests. There are so many different issues here. Tudor has talked about these issues. Shane has talked about these issues. Fundamentally, it all comes down to the basics and the most important things. It is about our freedom, our family, and our future. As we head into these final 10 days of the election, and you have people like Tom Barrett, you have Shane, you have Tudor, you have great candidates all across the state here who are courageous leaders who are actually taking a stand. Not taking a stand blindly for one party or another, but taking a stand for what is most important and vital to every single one of us as Americans. So in this next 10 days, this is my request of every one of you. There are still people who don't know who they're going to vote for. There are still people who are trying to decide who is going to be the best person to look out for my family, for safe communities, for our economy. Those things are transcending any kind of partisan politics. You have more power in your hands than you may realize, because whether it's at church or at school or at work or around the dinner table, there are people who trust you and who trust your decisions, trust your discernment. Share with them why you are supporting Tudor Dixon. Share with them why you believe she is the right leader for this time, for Michigan and for this country, to lead and fight for your family just as hard as she is fighting for hers. To lead and take a stand against the crazy policies that are coming out of Washington and say, no, we will not allow that here in Michigan. No one else is going to bring about this change. Our founders very intentionally chose those first 3 words of the Declaration, we the people. It's not you stay home while somebody else goes and does it. We the people, we are the only ones who can fix what is so broken. And we do that by casting our votes and choosing the right leaders who have servants' hearts and who are in it for the right reasons, to serve and fight for you and be your voice.
We already got there it is. There it is.
We the people. So let's stand together as we the people welcome in Tudor Dixon and work hard to make sure that she's elected.